All right, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Survive to Thrive. So excited that you are here with us today. We have a guest speaker that is just going to absolutely drop golden nuggets on you. So, Birgit, if you could take yourself off mute and join me on the main screen,
I
uh,
think I'm on mute. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, here we go. Birgit, the floor is yours, girl. Take it off.
Okay, awesome. By the way, any morning that starts with GNR is a good morning, no matter what form it comes. So thank you for teeing that up for me. I love Kevin's his little post and calls ain't gonna make themselves. So that just leads us exactly right in there. I'm hoping today to add a little bit of gas into your engine to keep you energized and going for the rest of Q4 and keep smashing your goals. And that leads me, and yes, I have some notes because those keep me on track so I don't spiral out of control. So, who rolled out of bed this morning and honestly can say, yes, I can't wait to do some prospecting calls today? Okay, good. That makes one. There's probably maybe I have a hunch there's probably not too many people that really honestly possibly get out of bed in the morning, say want to make prospecting calls, and that is fair. But here's the deal. Whether you're brand new or you've been around long enough to have a few battle scars, this is going to be for you because Q4 is here and it waits for no one. And this is the moment where you get to choose to either coast into the holidays. And yes, some start with Halloween already, or hit the gas and smash through the finish line. And I know all of you guys are awesome, and I know you're going to want to smash through the finish line. Tony Robbins always says your state creates your results. Your state creates your results. And neuroscience, I'm a big lover of neuroscience, had some extensive training there, backs that up as well. When you walk into a call with hesitation, your brain is already in a threat state. It's scanning for danger. And that's why suddenly laundry feels safer than lead generation. We talked about yesterday on a call how to call the FISBOs, how to call expireds, how to call a sphere of influence. And some of those undercurrents always go on. So I want to share a brain hack with you guys today that use it for yourself, share it with your team, use whatever you can. I want you to write down right now, before every single call, ask yourself one question. What do I want from this conversation? Because here's the catch. Your brain will reject the goals that are too big or too vague. If your goal is close,
Hey, Birgit, take yourself off mute. I had to mute everybody because we had background noise.
okay, how far did I get?
What,
So
what do
let's
I
go back
want from
to
this call?
what's that?
What do I want from this call?
Okay, perfect. So what do I want from this call? What do I want from this conversation? Thank you, Steve. So here's the catch. Your brain will reject any goals that are too big or too vague. If
Mm,
your goal is close a deal today, or go ahead and already, how are you going to spend your commission check? Your nervous system is going to flag it as unrealistic and shuts you down. That
Birgit,
is what we're deciding.
you say that again. I'm sorry for interrupting, but you're dropping nuggets so fast. So your brain,
I will throw my nuggets.
your brain,
So
your brain will reject. Please go back to that. I want everybody to write
yes.
it down.
Your brain will reject goals that are too big or too vague, mostly too vague. So if your goal is getting on this call, but you're already wanting to close the deal today, or you're already figured out how you're going to spend your commission check, your nervous system flags it as unrealistic and shuts it down because your brain has a hard time getting there unless you give it the path. So instead, your brain responds better to goals that are clear, specific, micro, and winnable. Clear, specific, micro, winnable. I want to ask for a referral. I want to set up coffee with this particular contact. I want to schedule a showing. I want to reconnect and get one piece of market feedback, perhaps. When you frame your calls like that, you're not tricking yourself. You're aligning with how your brain is wired. It craves clarity and achievability. So go micro in your clarity. And when you think about that, it already makes your conversations flow so much better because you see that path in front of you. We all know the goal is to get the next deal, but sometimes it simply is too big and we can't get there. So when our brain actually believes that the game you're playing is winnable, momentum follows. And when you're momentum, you're already in the fast lane. And that's sort of what we're talking about, prospecting in the fast lane. So use your brain in the best capacity by doing what it is best at, bringing you solutions, but it needs to have clarity in order to get to work for you. So I want to pause here for just a second, and I don't share this with you as theory or something that I just pulled off a podcast last week. For the past 4 years, I've worked with another national real estate company, coaching agents, doing their new agent training, hosting their national productivity contest that raised ROI over 40%. So when I talk about conversations, clarity, and consistency, it's because I've seen it work, not in theory, but in practice across all markets over the United States and with agents at every level. And sometimes it simply is great to go back to the beginning when everything feels so big. Real estate sometimes feels so big, but in essence, we have one job. And our one job is to have conversations. That is our number one job. Nothing else will happen unless we have our conversations. So, in the beginning, as we're learning to implement the right sales language and overcome objections, it's often more about quantity. The more conversations you have, the faster you learn because you will pancake more often. As you get more seasoned in the game, it becomes about the quality, the nuances, the better objection handling, asking open questions, build rapport in what feels natural. Because here's the truth, all appointments and contracts live in two-way real estate related conversations. Two-way real estate related conversations. And if you're not tracking your conversations, track your conversations so you can figure out what's actually, thank you, then figure out what's actually working, what's not. You can triage it, and data is power. Data is power. So why go into something blind? Instead of building up the data that allows you to see where do I need to pivot? What do I need to change? What do I need to learn? Is it skill? Is it confidence? Combination of both? What do I need to become better at this game of sales? And it's not, sales language is inherently not natural to every real estate agent. And it is a separate language. It's like learning Latin or Italian. And it is not, it is a natural language, but it's different than our normal conversational language. So if you find yourself in a place where you're working hard, but you're not really moving, it could be one or two things. Not enough quantity yet. So where am I getting my people from? Or perhaps enough quantity, but it's time to sharpen the quality of your conversations. For our purposes today, let me stress this. That time that you set aside for your prospecting isn't catch-up time. This is getting to work. This isn't how are the kids? How's the dog? Did you see the game? That's all matters. And unless you make that conversation about that, because the end goal is maybe to invite them to coffee, but that's essentially, if that's how you go into a conversation, it is not prospecting. When we're prospecting is we're going in, we have an ask, we maybe allow 2 minutes, boom, we go on, to the next thing. And sometimes the biggest hesitation agents feel is, but I don't want to just ask people for business. I hear it all the time. Oh, I don't want to be businessy. I don't want to be salesy. Okay, preface it. I always say if you come into it with prefacing that conversation, you will have an easier time with it. Lead with something simple and clear. Hey, it's Birgit, your favorite realtor. Thanks for giving me 5 minutes today. Just have a quick question for you. I'd love to catch up later, but for now, I'll keep it short.
Mhm.
Boom, done. on to the next one because we don't have time. This market requires steady prospecting, constant prospecting, and it doesn't allow for so much leeway to be all that chummy and chatty with our prospects. That one, so if you use something like that, that line changes everything because it neutralizes it in your head. Although you think it of somebody else might be perceiving, it neutralizes it in your head. So therefore it takes your defenses down so you can actually get out what you need to get out with your people. It also sets the expectations, right? It lowers the pressure and it gives you permission to move straight into your ask. So prospecting is like driving. You've got 3 lanes. The key is to pick one and stay in it long enough to build momentum.
Hmm.
Direct, here's your fastest lane, right? What's your fastest lane? Is direct prospecting. It's making your phone calls, your open houses, your door knocking, calling your expireds, your FISBOs. Why? Because they're right in front of you. They are the ones that are more closest to you in the market. So depending on what you need to affect in the last quarter, you need more sales, whatever you need, align yourself with who's most closest to the market to be able to get that done sooner rather than later. Mailers can work, sure, but you don't have that statistical probability of a conversion that you get while you're making phone calls because you have instant feedback, right? So then we have our indirect, which is more social posts, I guess, or the newsletter, the postcards, the farming mailers. I almost put those into marketing for me. So to me, to go more into marketing, easy to send out, easy to get done, right? But then it's sort of throwing spaghetti against the wall, and I have no clue what's going to happen with those or when they would return. There's, by the way, I'm a bit of a nerd for statistics. So a statistical possibility of zero that real estate is not going to work if you do something. The question is, how quick do you want it to go? That is the question. If you send a mailer, will that mailer come to fruition in your lifetime? I don't know, but I can guarantee if I make a phone call, I have instant feedback and I can turn that so much more in my favor than if I just go send out passive mailers. So proactive. Look at the people that are right in front of you, depending on what it is that you're trying to get done for the last quarter. Is it, I need more sales? I need to add people to my to my sphere of influence for 2026 because I'm working on my goals. Look at your business plan, figure out what you need to do next as far as how you're going about it. Then last one is our relational. That categorized more the relational. It's our database check-ins, it's the past clients, it's referrals. The fastest lane is always the one with the least resistance, not because it guarantees the biggest results, because it gets you moving. And movement creates mistakes, movement creates learning, movement creates growth. And hold on a second, I don't want to lose my train of thought. And I just lost the rest of my notes, so hold please. Okay.
Birgit, I'll jump in here for
Yes.
a moment while you're looking at your notes there, okay? Listen up,
Yes.
everybody. I've been working on what kind of coaches Birgit as I've been talking to her for a couple months now. She's a thought coach. She is amazing talent in this area, somebody that I would absolutely want to work with, somebody that I would hire as my coach. Birgit, I could really use you. I know you have questions, so I'm going to give the stage back over to Birgit here in just a second. But if you have questions, please go ahead and raise your hands. I want to make sure that I allow enough time at the end of this call for questions. So get those hands up. All right, Birgit, back to you.
Okay, I found my notes and we're ready to go. And thank you for saving me here. Appreciate that. And so let's just keep going here. And by the way, all of this is kind of still surface level. Every part of what I'm training you on today or teaching you has all these different levels within it. So whatever question comes up, that's another level you could go into and explore more around that particular thing that comes up as a question for you. So we have our three lanes: direct, indirect, relational, depending on what it is you need or want to get accomplished for the rest of this year or for the beginning Q1 of 2026. That's the lane you want to go into. So which lane feels more doable today? And here's your brain hack. The fastest lane isn't always the one that with the least resistance, right? And we already said that because movement is really everything. It gets you into movement, and learning creates all that amazing growth. So, and let's look at what this sounds like when you lead with an actual goal. Let me give you an example that I teach a lot. I don't teach a lot of per se frameworks and scripts. I teach more of kind of a method so we can keep it as conversational as best as possible. Hey, Sarah, this is Birgit, your favorite real estate agent. I like humor, so I always add humor, whether I'm their favorite agent or not. I saw the latest interest rate drop and thought of you. We had such a great time working together, and I'd love your help. My goal this year is to help 5 more additional families. Who's coming to mind right now that I might be able to reach out to?
Hmm.
And by the way, the who is coming to mind is strategic, is neuromarketing, because when I use words like who is coming to mind, I'm allowing them to go through their Rolodex in their head. So it's strategic verbiage that is part of that sales verbiage that I say that is different than when we normally ask somebody for something. So, right? So how clear is that, right? I've got my intro, I have a little bit of fluff, what I call fluff in the middle, and then my ask, all tied directly to a goal. And let me tell you, if you practice that in the beginning, it's going to sound cumbersome. But if you practice enough, each person that you look at, whether you know them or not, it will become easier, and you're going to get the words out so much easier and much more conversational. And because I framed it in such a way, my brain doesn't panic. It already knows the path. If I
Mhm.
don't panic, the person on the other side can't sense no any panic, so it takes their defenses down, right? So let's add one more tool, micro goal reset. Don't tell yourself you have to grind out all 50 calls. That overwhelms your brain before you even start. Instead, give yourself a clear, short target, like I'm going to make calls for 20 minutes. Each call will be 2 minutes in and out. Specific, winnable, and your brain likes it. Why? Because the brain is built for efficiency. It's constantly scanning for the easiest, clearest path forward. So when you set a micro goal, the brain sees it as efficient and achievable. So let's so it lets you get to work instead of dragging you into resistance. And once you complete even a tiny goal, your brain rewards you with what? That little bit of dopamine, that little chemical high five that says, nice job, do it again. And that's what builds momentum.
I
So
love it.
instead of exhausting yourself with giant vague goals, lean into how the brain actually works. Keep it efficient, keep it winnable, and let momentum carry you further than willpower ever could.
Love it. Birgit, I'm gonna jump in here for a second. You've got so much more. I know you do here. Uh, let's get hands up, guys. I left 5 minutes for your thoughts, your questions, your ahas. Um, and if nothing else, just jump in here and thank Birgit for dropping golden nuggets on us today. Absolutely amazing, Birgit. By the way, this is being
Thank
recorded.
you.
It will be on my YouTube channel later today. Make sure you get on there, watch this again, hit that pause button, hit the replay button because she went really fast.
I'm
And
sorry, I was trying to get in as much. There's so much to talk about, so
no
I tried to
problem.
get it in like one fell swoop, and I know that tends to be a little lot. So yeah, slow it down.
Birgit is no, no, no. I'm not 100% okay. They're just used to my pace and how slow I normally go. So that was probably a little fast for them, but that's just because they're used to me going as slow as I do. But it was
I'm German. I move. It's like, let's go. Let's
absolutely,
talk about this stuff.
absolutely gold. All right, I've got three hands up so far. So let's go, Russell.
Thank you, Birgit. That was awesome. Hey, the first
You're
one,
welcome.
I love Ask Gas. I'm going to remember that when I'm wavering. Number two is about the goals being too big or vague. I mean, what opposite ends of the spectrum? And we just shut down at that point. That's a really good. And then finally, I love the our main job is conversations. John says that, has said it a lot of times, but it's so powerful, and sometimes I forget it. I can't speak for the group, but that's
Yeah, number one job, right?
thank you for the nuggets. And there were 78 more, so thank you.
You're very
Glad to have
welcome.
you.
Wow. Let's go, Sean.
Yeah, thank you, Birgit, for coming in and doing this. Uh, um, do you have or suggest you kind of talked about this, like a specific pre-game ritual that you would do, or do you do it before every call? Just read two or three lines to remind yourself, or is it just once right before you make however many calls you're going to make for 20 minutes or whatever it happens to
Yeah,
be?
I mean, you can do it with everyone that's on your list. I always say prepare your list a day ahead of time. So when you get into your prospecting time zone, that is literally all you do. So the thinking and prepping takes up a lot of energy, a lot of brain energy. So do that the day before, next day, prospecting time. It is at my 20 minutes and that's go time. I know exactly what I want, who I'm calling for, and what I'm here to do. And change your mindset. I'm here to serve. I'm here. Well, how can I help? Who would be so happy to hear from me today? And what news could they really use that would just absolutely make their day?
Priceless.
Thank you.
Priceless. Let's go, Joe Grant.
Yeah, great job, Birgit. Yeah, it
Thank
reminds
you.
me a lot of my personal development coach and what we've gone through. The big thing that stuck with me was the fastest lane is the one with the least resistance. And kind of echoing on what you did, it's like the one question I try to ask myself every time before I start any prospecting is who needs me on my A game today?
Hmm.
Absolutely.
And that's helped me out a lot. But yeah, great job.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Well done. Let's go, Lauren.
Thank you. All of this was very helpful, and especially your script of your short line scripts that I'm definitely going to be listening to this on repeat to help me because I've been in my headspace and I'm more like, how do I make my SOI calls sound natural? So those
Lead
short
with
scripts
your
are going to
Yeah,
help.
lead with your personality. I like humor. So it would be, hey, is Birgit your favorite real estate agent? Wink, wink, right? So, but that's who I am. And I say when you come off a script, if you can't make the script your own, it's going to be hard for you to get it out. So
Mhm.
stay in that flow on what you want to say, but then make it so it actually fits and suits you and comes with your personality.
Love that. Thank you. Let's go, Darren.
There we go. Had to get to that button. Well, I thank you so much for all this information. Like everybody said, it's a lot. The couple things that I picked up though were the micro wins because I know that whenever I have a win, I can feel the energy that it gives me, and then I try to roll that into the next win, the next win, the next win. And the other really, really important thing is having clarity for me. And you said your mind rejects ideas or thoughts that aren't super super clear. So those are the two things that I'm going to work on is getting
Yes.
super clear and achieving that micro strategy or daily win.
Perfect. And you
So
can
thank you.
pick that up if your body throws you resistance in terms of anxiety or whatnot, then you might say, hey, I think this goal might be too big, and let me see if I can make it a little smaller.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, there you go, guys. I've got 9:31. That sure did go by fast. Birgit, gonna bring you back. You're absolutely welcome to speak to us anytime you want to. So much value. Joe Grant, I should have known better than go find the link to my YouTube channel and put it in the chat because you got it in there before I did, which I can always count on you for that. Thank you so much. Amazing group today. By the way, we hit 96. So I'm going
All
on
right.
later today and buying the unlimited version because I don't want to see people not be able to get in. Keep inviting your friends. Keep growing the group. You guys are doing amazing things. This ask is not about me. It is about the real estate community. If you believe that we are adding value to real estate agents across the country, then invite your friends and grow this group as big as we can possibly grow it. That's it for today. Make it a great day. And I will see everybody tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Thanks, John. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Everybody,
Take care, everyone.
go get
Thank
them.
you.
John. Go get them.
Have a
Dankeschön.
great day.